Hello everybody! Hello and welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro stream channel here on twitch.tv. I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be taking you around the world of Middle-earth today, or at least some parts of it. Middle-earth is big, so I'm not taking you around the whole place, but we'll take you some places. Sorry for the slight delay. My tea was steeping, and you know, steeped tea is important. So I have my steeped tea in my cute little mug with the sheepies on it from a yarn company. So that's pretty awesome. And also, I have moved the cat cam to accommodate when she's in the window. Oh, hang on. And let's see. Okay, hang on a second. I tightened it too much. No, go up. There we go. So hopefully you'll have cat cam in the window and cat cam in the bed. We'll see how that works out. But I figure it's a good start. Also, I figure I want to put a label on there at some point, but I'll do that later. Maybe. Or maybe I'll do it now. We'll find out. All right, so that's a, oh no, I was like, oh, you know what? There was a thingy there, but that's not. Yeah, I might do that. Hang on a second. All right, so let's see. What do we do? Copy? Probably. And then do I just paste it in here? Is there a paste? Paste a duplicate. So then, oh yeah, there we go. Now I need to, wait, where is it? I have a duplicate, but I don't know what it's called. Oh, here it is, I see. All right, and we're gonna call that cat cam. Oh, the other one's updates live. All right. There we go. How's that look? Yay! All right, we're going to lock that so I don't end up moving it by mistake. All right. So there we go. We have the cat cam with the cat there. There she is. I know this is the quality content you are here for. Lotro's all right, but it's the cats that are the winners. So, but speaking of Lotro, let's go ahead and jump in here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these ingredient crates because that's something that we do. In case you are not familiar with this, just a quick review on that. That what is contained in these. Oh, hang on, let me put the subtitles on. I just realized I forgot to turn that on. So, all right. So we've got captioning happening. So if you would like to hear live or see live subtitles happening on the screen, probably over there, yeah. You can click the closed caption button. It'll have a little CC in it, and hopefully it'll be translating for you live what I am saying. Okay, so we got that going. In those boxes, you will find universal ingredients. So, for example, let's say I want to make something that's not of a guild pattern, but let's say I want to make this. This is some medium armor that I know how to make because of my guild, so it does come into play here. And if I wanted to make this vibrant combat armor of Theodred, or the resilient combat armor of Theodred, which is a level 79 armor, minimum level 75 to wear it. And if I wanted to make that for myself or for somebody else, I would need the Kalinard leathers, I would need this cracked sigil, and I would need a large Westfold pattern. But if I'm just making it for myself or for one of my other characters here on the same server, I can just use universal ingredient packs. And in this case, it'll use 10 because it's a pretty high level, you know, it's a reasonably high level recipe that I'm doing, and it's a guild recipe, so it's nice. So that's why it costs 10. 10 is kind of on the higher end, but then it is bound to, and it says right here, warning, items crafted with ingredient packs will be bound to your account upon creation. So it means that I can use it for this character that I'm standing here with, or I could use it with on any other characters of mine on this server. So that's a really nice, cheap way to make something, some of this high-level stuff. So every time you open one of these ingredient crate boxes, there's two kinds. There's one that's this regular one right here, and that one gives you 3 ingredient packs. And then the other one that says premium ingredient crate over here, that one gives you 6. So right now I just picked up 9. So that means I would easily be able to make that thing I was just showing you for no problem. I would have 9 and it only cost 10. All right, so I've got my ingredient crate sorted out. You can do that every 22 hours. It's a 22-hour cooldown. So I find that really handy. I just make sure every day that I'm on, I go and pop in and do that. Some people, if you have multiple characters, they'll just like cycle their way through all of their characters and grab the ingredient crates. And that's a little bit how I do every once in a while. So I grab it every day with the character that I'm on. And then I grab it, sometimes I'll just cycle through all my characters. But that means that's why I have 18,000 ingredient packs right now. Because I don't actually use it that often to make armor for my other characters, but I could. For example, B4 in the chat there does that a lot. He'll go through and make extra armor or make armor for all of his characters as they are coming up to the next level. So like level 75 armor or something along that line. He'll go ahead and he'll just plan for it to every day go through and be making the armor for the characters. So yeah, and he has a spreadsheet to track these things, exactly. So he knows, okay, character 1 needs, you know, the earring still, has the armor, needs the weapons or whatever. And he's just able to work his way through those characters one by one. So as his characters are leveling up, then if there's something that comes up and we're like, let's go out and adventure in the world, you look at my characters, and when they were at like level 60 or so, I basically leveled them by doing farming. So they're out in the world, level 65, still wearing their initial armor that they got when they were level 5. Not so great. So in those times we were like really quickly going to the auction house, seeing if there's anything available. Just quickly outfit these characters so they have something other than, you know, rags from the beginning. But whereas his characters are all like boom, 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 they're all set out. So, oh, the cat has wandered off. Okay, so we're going to turn off the cat cam for right now. And I think I don't have those two linked, and I'm not sure how to do that. I know there's a way to do that. So I'll find out someday. But right now, I'll just go bunk and bunk. There we go. And then next time the cats are in view, we will get them on camera for you all. All right, next up is the VIP vendor. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to her. And the way this works is you talk to her the first time, you accept her quest, and then you talk to her a second time and you finish her quest. And when you do that, she gives you these 2 items right here. This one is a subscriber's jug, and it accelerates your crafting time, which is fantastic, and it prevents item wear from combat or defeat or crafting, any of that stuff. So that is super handy. Actually, let me go ahead and take this one. So this then lasts for 14 days, 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that down to that spot where I use it, which I'm going to do this. And now this is in my pocket, the subscriber town services. And I want to open up my shared storage. Not your actual pocket. Yes, my shared storage pocket. And I'm going to drop this VP experience in here. And let's see, that's also bound to account. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff. Oh, hey, I have a sigil of Orthonk. Oh, that's nice. Those are nice. Yeah, I have a few things in my inventory still. What is this? We have enhancement runes. Oh, let's pop that open. I wonder why I have all these enhancement runes. I think, you know, we were questing over the weekend, and I just didn't necessarily go through everything in my inventory. So, oops, I opened up a thing. Oh well. When you open up a tracery box, that gives you a tracery that is specific to your class. And I don't want that. And if I were to break it down, it would give me 40 ancient script. Boy, am I getting close to that level there. I'm just going to leave that in my inventory for the moment. I need to go spend some ancient script at some point. I'm at 9,890. And the cap is 10,000. So, all right. But anyway, so I've talked to Wenda. Okay. So, what's this? Oh, I have unclaimed allegiance rewards. Well, that's convenient. We'll come back to you. All right. Affidilio, I think I'm going to get my Hobbit boost. Hobbit gift. I'm at nothing because we're in the neighborhood. I think. Is that why it's not showing? It must be.
Yes.
Because we're in an instance, and instances don't show that. But we're going to pop over to, whoa, my stuff looks different for a second there. That's clicker. Oh, because I have Swan Flake, because I have all these. Oh, okay. I've been playing on other characters too, but I thought they had, well, anyway. Threw me off for a second, all the Swan Fleet milestone or travel skills. So we're going to check in with this guy here, the Hardened Traveler, because I'm currently playing on difficulty number 7, which is a little high. Here, let's open up what he's got. So you see he's got difficulty level 0 through 9. And I'm currently playing on 7, which is great when we're playing in a group of like 4 to 6 people. It's actually working out really well. But when we're playing with just 2 people, we tend to drop it back down to 3. And that's a good, interesting level, but not so much that it's just like you just keep dying over and over again and not make any progress. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll accept that. And it's the same thing like Wenda, where you have to pick up the quest and then you turn it back into him. And he's like, "Are you sure?" And you're like, "Yes, I'm sure. I'm good. Thank you." It says your road ahead has become more dangerous, but really it's become less dangerous in this case. Okay, and then he has tasks for heroes of tokens of heroism to turn in to him, because you collect these tokens by defeating, bad guys out in the world. But unfortunately, the tasks only reset like once a week, and so all of mine are on cooldown. So how bad are we doing here? Let's look at my tokens of heroism. I'm at 18. Okay. And the cap on those is 60, so it's a really small cap. Ugh. Okay. Well, let's go to the Hall of Vernozal. So one way you can get to your travel skill for the allegiance is you go up to your character, and then you go down to allegiances, and it pops it up here. So, and I think that there's different tabs when you have more than one. But we currently only have access to one on this server because we're on the Treebeard server, which is the slow progression server. So, so we just have the one tab here for the Zhélruka clan, who are, it says, in addition to the Longbeards, the Zhélruka Dwarves of the East have an ancestral claim to Gundabad and the surrounding lands. King Durin II offered succor to the Zhélruka Dwarves who had lost their home to the same destruction that had caused the berg breaking at Gundabad. Now, a number of Zhélruka have made common cause with Durin to aid in the reclaiming of Gundabad and to make Gundabad their new home. So we're popping over into their giant underground hall. And we've been helping them with all sorts of various things. And every so often, King Durin is like, "Hey, I have something for you. Come talk to me." And so we go and we talk to him and we help him out with some various things. And then we go do stuff and then we come back. So it's that kind of a little bit of back and forth. So over here, I have a little house icon, which allows me to travel to the hall where he is. All right, off we go. Oh, it's a bit quiet in the chat today.
Some vacation?
Maybe, yeah, I was gonna say, it might be, because like an entire continent is on holiday right now. Hey, okay, hi Pomela. Good to see you. Well, like all of Europe is on holiday, it seems like right now. So that happens. Hey, Kadu. So we have a cat door. as many of you have heard before. And the cats are getting more and more comfortable with going in and out the door, which is fantastic. So, oh yeah, before just point out that if your travel skill to the hall is on cooldown, you can use the mission stable masters. There's one at Bree, kind of in the middle of town. There's one in the Trestle Bridge, in that alleyway, and travel to Steep Set, because that's listed nowhere on this place. You just have to know, I guess.
If you are doing the landscape stuff, it connects.
Oh, baby. Okay, so if you're doing the landscape stuff, that's known.
You understand.
Normally you come to these folks by, they're like, hey, we have stuff for you, via the landscape questing.
Turn
Hmm?
If you turn around.
Hang on, let me close that for a moment. So over there is a door that leads out. Shall we go out?
Yeah.
All right, it's going to kick us out of wherever it is. Nope, my level is too low. Can't go out. But yes, you would generally come in that way. So, but because we're on Treebeard, which has a level cap of 85 right now, yeah, we're not even in the Gundabad area yet. But for some reason, okay, so because this came with the expansion, and it's available for everybody from like level 20 forward, so that's why we have access to it. Okay, so we have our quest giver here, and she is like our, hey, every day come and do a bunch of stuff. So she says they have need of your assistance. Go do 5 missions in Gundabad. So I will accept. And my screen is here, and my cat is here. Just FYI. So I'm looking around my cat to see what's going on. Okay, let's see. Let me look at this unclaimed allegiance rewards. So what that means is it's like, hey, check your allegiance panel, which, by the way, you can open further. So that was neat when I discovered that, because I'm a goof. Because I was looking at it like this or so, and I was like trying to scroll back and forth, and it's like this little bitty scroll bar down here is like, man, this is really bad UI. Well, it's because I didn't open it up. So let's try that, shall we? All right, so we are currently, well, I'm currently level 28. I don't know what level you are. So let's see. And Egg Arthur says, to be honest, it might take longer than the remainder of the 5-minute cooldown to get to a mission recruiter stable master. That's funny. Although before, just point out, if you have Return to Trestle Bridge skill from the Wildwood, then you do arrive right next to that travel person. So that's really handy. And Pamela asks, if you have the travel skill plugin, will you travel to the Legion's location, show up there? Yes, it does. Excuse me, cat. Let me look around your head. It is, I know I found it. Here it is. It's right here. So yes, yeah, it does show up. Travel window 2 does have it in there. And my guess is then for the other allegiances, it would also be the same. I just find that other way kind of convenient. Oh, now I've closed my panel. I can open it back up. This, at least she's not in the middle of my screen. It's kind of like the screen, she's in like the bottom quarter of it. So we're fine as long as I don't need to click anything at the bottom.
A cat, a silhouette.
Yeah, right. And she's
Like
like, if I were to draw the cat, she's right here, and then over here, and then her head's right here. So there's a pointy ear right there, and then her face is right here. So as long as I don't need to click any of these buttons at all, they're only the combat buttons. I mean, like, well, what would I need those for? Yeah. Arthur mentions there's a port to the Airborne Mission Hub also. Yeah, so there's lots of ways you can get here. That's true. Okay, so I have outstanding things to claim here. So I'm going to go ahead and claim number 27 because that gives me... It's like, hey, you're level 27. Good job. You reached 27. And I'll go ahead and do 28 because they'll be like, hey, you reached 28. Good job. And that gave me some tokens, which is cool. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. I don't have my toolkit on. Wah, wah. I gotta get my Fateful Toolkit on because it gives me bonus tokens, which is awesome. We love the bonus tokens. Let's pop that in there. Okay. So anyway, chapter 9, the Trophy of Frost. It says, your presence has been requested by Prince Ingor himself. Please make your way to him at the Hall of Vernozal in Gundabad. So that's what this is. It's like a sealed letter that came from him. So I just click on that, and now I should be able to go talk to him. Hey, I completed the deed. Good job, me. All right, so he is up this big thing here. So what I've done is in the tweets that I've been putting out, or whatever they're called these days, I'm just going to call it a tweet for now, is I took a picture from over here and tried to catch it when like there wasn't quite so much mist from the pond there, or from the fountain. But basically I tried to capture that giant statue, and there's Prince Ingor up there. So hopefully if you're ever doing this, you might see that, and that'll help cue you in as to where to go. And here's the prince. All right, so we've got the Prince Ingor here, and we've got a quartermaster next to him. So that's who's hanging out up here on this dais. All right, and he says, I have a mission for you. There is a fearsome cold drake named Svalnoth who rests in Gundabad. The spawn of Himril Frostheart threatens all dwarves who walk upon the Three Peaks. We must find the drake and kill it if our people and their neighbors are to be safe here in Gundabad. Wow, all right. So some of these, they're like, hey, go do blah, blah, blah. Go talk to, what was her name over there? That one. Ozma. Go talk to Ozma and go do a mission, things like that. And sometimes it's directly with him, which in this case it is. So he says, okay, it's important to show everyone that they are safe in Gundabad under the protection of the Zhélruka. That is why I am coming with you to slay this beast. Let us be off. I'll tell you what, before I go slay a beast, I have a cat staring at my lap. So I'm going to make a lap just in case that gets her out from in front of my computer. We shall see. Igarther says, officially, tweets are now called posts. How mundane. I agree, right? Like, how sad. Like, had so many awesome options out there. You know, like it could have been an expression, or, you know, some sort of fun use of the word, of the letter X in a word. But no. The funny thing is, if you, like, go to post a post, it says, you know, post this tweet, ? Or whatever, you know, and they're still called tweets on the actual website. So it is an interesting choice, right? To just be like, oh, marketing? Psh, who needs that? All right, so these missions often have a twist of some sort. So in this case, the twist is Himril's chosen. The monster commander in this mission will attempt to summon blizzards. That's exciting. Pomela. Pomela says, I wish I were a Gemini. Oh, hang on. We have a cat. Bonk, bonk. Ta-da! We have a Casper on the chair. Let me see if I can get, there he is. There's Casper on the chair. Yeah, yes, I was pointing at you. You wish you were Gemini, because then if you were Gemini, you could think of things like expression on the fly. Well, I am a Gemini, but I don't know if that's why I can think of these silliness things. So, all right. So we shall travel and see about this blizzard making that happens. Hey, Kato, come here. Come here. Yes, you. I am talking to you. Hi. Thank you. Why don't you come and sit in my lap? Oh, or get in the basket. Even better. Ooh, double cat. Double catinating. Perhaps. Depends on what she decides to do. Sometimes she decides to lay down. Sometimes she gets distracted and then wanders off. All right. Woohoo. We have two cats in view. I know, she's a little bit clipped because the angle of the camera. I had to move. Yeah, that's the problem. I moved things around a little bit in order to capture the chair. There. That's a little bit better. And I put their scratching post in frame because sometimes they scratch on that during the streams. It's all about the cats around here. It's really funny. Hang on, let me get this started. So it looks like, oh, mission, pick up the summoning horn. Well, I can do that. And use the call Prince Ingor skill and talk to Ingor. Well, there he is. All right. Hey, let's take a look at him outside of his, like, hang on. Oh, I can't get him to look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You don't get to see him off of the, top of the eyes. All right, he says, Svalnoth is near. Come this way. So we have to fight the Cold Drake Horde, and he must survive. There we go. We can look at the other one. Oh, fine. I don't want to look at you anyway. All right, so we go find a drake. Let's go find a drake. Wow, there's a couple of them. Hi. I wonder if I put a tripwire here. It's quite surprising that these things can be susceptible to tripwires sometimes. It's really funny. Yes, I love tripping dragons. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Makes me very happy. Oh, is there no landscape here?
No.
Because we're a party of 4?
Oh, wait, no, I haven't.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm hitting things and things are dying. Oh, because we're only on 3. That's why. Pomela says, yes, LOL, tripwire is honestly the funniest. I love it. There's that one instance, what is it, where you're running through, it's like a Mirkwood instance, and you get to the end and you fight like this kind of Cargul, and then a big old drake comes flying down, and I always put a tripwire down for him, and he just falls right over, and I love it. It makes me so happy. I think that one, and then when we do, oh, I'm stunned. When we do the instance where, spoilers coming, where Mazog, you end up encountering him, and there's the part where there's like this, big defeat and epic, like, falling to the ground, and it matches the emote that you can get. And so like one of our kinnies and then also before have the emote, and so they'll do it like at the same time, and it's just beautiful. Yes, this one, this epic defeat emote. That's so good. Dramatic defeat. Okay. Oh yeah, because if it was epic, it would be sparkly. Okay, so I think we're just continuing to go find drakes. Who is this guy Drake, and what has he done to deserve this? So, okay. So, Assault on the Ring Race Lair or Battle in the Tower. It's definitely, yeah, like a Mirkwood level, I believe, was the one with the Drake that I trip, and that's fun. Battle in the Tower might be the other one with Azog. Great stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. I'm glad we're not having to turn these lamps and things. That's kind of annoying. I'm not very good at that when we do those. I always just have before do it. And sometimes the Kinney is like, I'm doing the waterworks and the mirrors, Luminar, or yeah, Luminar. And it's like, talk to before. I bet he can help. All right, the Mighty Drake Svalnoth has, yeah, stuff happened. And it's here. And it's trying to eat the wall for some reason. Here, let's just zoom in on that guy. He's a big one. He's pretty. Can I get like a cosmetic version? That'd be cute. All right. Hang the head of Svalnoth and Vernozal? Like, ew. Not a big trophies person. But hey, we got some... Oh, I wondered why it only blinked once. All right, Svalnoth the beast is no more. Let us take its head and mount it upon the walls of Vernozal so that all will know the might and great deeds of the Zhélruka. Ugh. Too far away. Dude, stop walking away from me. They do that. I've had that happen with the one in down the alleyway. Oh, I need to go talk to Prince Ingorge probably. in Trestle Bridge, where you're going and doing those Trestle Bridge missions, and you go to talk to your person, and she like turns around and walks away, and I'm like, I can't leave because you keep walking away from me. Oh, I have to find where I mount the head. Oh. Have you found it?
No, I was talking to a vendor.
That's a mailbox.
Not above his thumb.
It says, hang the head of Svalnoth Invernozal. I didn't find a spot above his head. Eh?
What about upstairs?
Yeah, probably upstairs. He always wants us to go upstairs for various things. We'll check up there. There's a couple levels in here. I mean, it is a dwarf place. Oops, I dismounted myself. Hang on. Her eyes are actually closed, even though it looks like she's looking at him. I think she does that sometimes where she's watching him and then, like, falls asleep staring at him. Oh, yeah, so somebody recently, we were talking about games and stuff, and they were like, you know, what's the game system that you've spent the most money on recently? And I was like, not a game system, but definitely our house. Because we got new windows on the top floor. And then the people putting in the new windows left a mess, so we got the mess sorted out. And then we just did some stuff in the backyard for the cats. Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? What's he doing? I still haven't figured out where we're supposed to put this. Wonder if a thing... What if it tells us? You should hang the head of Svalnoth Invernozal.
Found it.
Well, that's not very specific, is it? Okay.
Top level, northern spot.
Top level? Is there one another level higher? I'll come towards your direction. So anyway, yeah, this hall, there's multiple levels, and as a, you know, good dwarven place would be. So sometimes they want you to go up and up and up and, oh, there's more up, okay. As you can see. Yeah, this is why I didn't actually buy a house in Erebor, because all of these levels is just not really my jam. Oh, suitable spot for the head of Svalnoth, okay. Yo, this is a mighty trophy.
I mean, it is when it's on the wall. How'd you fit that in your bag?
How did I fit that in my bag? You know, it's a very special bag. Wow, that's something. Huh. I'd be a little nervous about fire still coming out of that. Like, how do you know the rest of his body's not on the back side of that wall? And he's just like, I'm just biding my time. All right. Well, it looks like we need to pop down stairs back to Prince Ingor. Yep. As usual. Now, sometimes what we do is we just fall down. But we're a little high up, so we might actually take the stairs this time.
We can leave and come back in on the second level.
So, Dragon Mouth of Damocles. Yeah, right? Oh, hey, I could have... Yeah, we could just, like, port to somewhere else, then port back in, but that's okay. We'll just stay here and fall down.
Probably just port back in.
Oh, yeah, I probably could have just used the travel to the hall skill. That would have made sense. Well, if I perish, I'll do that. Hey, I survived. Hurrah. Hey, Prince Ingor. Great elevation here. All right, he says, it is truly a prized decoration for this hall. All those who visit Vernozal will know of our deeds and our great valor. You have done well and assisted the Zhélruka's efforts in Gundabad a great deal. I thank you for your aid to our cause. You're welcome. Okay, so that completed chapter 9, the Trophy of Frost. Now, when we were looking at this earlier, I'll bring it back up. There's 30 levels, so we're at 28 out of 30. So there's 2 more levels that we have left to go, and then I think that's the end. There's a final chapter, Feast of the Zhélruka, and that's chapter 10, so that kind of makes sense. People tend to like things that end in 10s. And a goat of kept promises, and some tokens. So now we got a relic of Gundabad. So we'll take nom on that here in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and do some missions, because that's another way to earn some of these, some of the stuff with them. Actually, I don't think the missions themselves, it's when you complete the wrapper. So then I would get a preserved relic of Gundabad, which is worth 1,000 allegiance points. And I was thinking there was another Gundabadi one. And bum, 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 bum. Also, so I'm at 2,400 out of 2,500 for this level, and that'll put me into level 29. And then that's probably, I'm guessing, like 3,000 to get through that. So I'm really not that far from finishing this off. Hey, Dame Hypatia, welcome. Hi ho. Hoi hoi. All right, so let's start with Ozma. And our mission is a lost expedition. She says, it's been brought to my attention recently we weren't the first dwarves to explore the frozen expanses around here. Apparently there was a dwarf expedition into the snowfields, excuse me, for an unknown purpose many years ago. I'm guessing there's probably some reference to something there in Tolkien. The dwarves that went on the expedition never returned, so whatever information they may have gleaned has been lost to the drifts of snow. I beseech you, could you follow in their footsteps and see if you can recover any of their belongings that are now frozen in ice? Any information may prove useful to our efforts, just beware of the freezing cold. Yeah, can do. All right, so let's pop on in there. And in this one, the twist is persistent cold, which is some monsters in this mission will apply a persistent cold debuff that can only be removed at bonfires found in the mission. So I don't think the the hunter fires count. I think they have to be the fires in here. So Dame Hypatia, we moved the cat cam ever so slightly, so we're still getting some cat. Of course, she's sleeping on the other part of it right now, but we get cat there. And then when either of them are on the chairs by the window, which they love to do because it's sunny, often over there, then we've got cat cam there as well. Let's see. Oh, I remember this one. We're looking for like pickaxes and stuff like that. Like that one. A weathered pickaxe. That reminds me that, what was it? I think on Everest, maybe? Somewhere where ice is melting. Maybe it's in Antarctica or something. Somewhere where there's ice melting in the world. There's remains of somebody who went traveling and was lost have like appeared. And it's like, wow, that is so wild. Because it gets preserved in the ice so well, you know. All right, cool. We got rid of that grim. I think the pickaxes and whatnots are shared, yeah. So that's nice. So, you know, if like one person's fighting an ice grim, the other person can pick stuff up. I do that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, Fidel, you go do the fight. I'll go pick up stuff. You know, we both have our talents and skills, right? Wow, that one's getting me nice and chilly. I should probably find a bonfire. Where are the bonfires? Like, I can't turn that on. Maybe I need to get that dragon near one of those piles and have it get angry at me and... Nope, no steam vent. It's not like that one, which one is it? I forget. But there's an instance that takes place in, I think, Foreshell that... It looks like the cold thingy's gone. I don't see it anymore. I have Sauron is on me, but... Eh. There's a weathered pickaxe, but it's like on the other side of things. Unfortunately, I got a grim. I got a grim. There we are. But I still don't think... Oh, hey, there's another weathered pickaxe. Let me grab that. Yeah, I don't see the cold effect on me anymore, so... I don't know. I'll have to pay attention next time I have it and see how long it lasts. Grim, 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 weathered axe. So, how's everybody's day going? been kind of chilly here lately for summer. It's been 1 week. I only know Celsius right now, but it's been like 15 to 20 most days over the last couple weeks, and it's been very, very, very rainy. Okay, so like 60 to 70. So we're not getting into those higher summer, wearing your shorts and t-shirts kind of feeling temperatures. It's definitely been like a lot cooler stuff than that. So like I'm wearing long sleeves today. I actually, I've been volunteering, and so I was volunteering this morning. I'm only there like a couple days a week. But I was there today, and yeah, I got these little jackets because I was like, okay, I really need like a light jacket, right? Just like a hoodie kind of weight. But I didn't really want a hoodie, wasn't my jam. Anyway, so I did find some where I was at a, here's a funny thing, I was at a camping store with a friend of mine, which is hilarious in itself because I don't camp. Oh, okay, so that says it's lasting, just 22 seconds. It just goes away. That's not bad. So anyway, yeah, so I'm at this camping store with her, and it's huge. It's like an IKEA size place. Like, it's crazy cakes, huge. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, that's where they had the jackets. So they had like these nice little fleece, like not even full fleece, like real thin fleece, but it was perfect. It's like, when you just need like a little extra layer, which is kind of the time what you need for this kind of weather. And what I was thinking about was like spring and fall, but we're having spring and fall weather right now, I guess. Oops, can't get over that. Can't go around it. Can't go through it. So yeah, so Pomela says, my day is going grand so far. My sister's birthday is today. Well, hey, felicitated to your sister, which is what they do here. They say basically congratulations to you for your birthday or for anybody else in your family. So like if you're having a party at your house and I was to come for your sister's birthday party, I would like tell you congratulations, and if your parents are there, I would tell them congratulations, and if she had a spouse, I would tell them congratulations, and of course I would tell the birthday person congratulations. So, hey, felicitated. So you might go out later. It's still morning. Ah, yeah, of course. That's 9 out of 10. We need one more. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Oh, I guess one of the things I used to really like for my birthday was to go out to eat. Well, I still do, actually. But I like to go out to eat anytime now. Back in a previous life, when I was married and had 2 growing children in the house, I was basically did all the meals and all the meal planning and all the meal cleaning and like all of that, right? So I would be like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, I want to go somewhere where I'm not cooking and I'm not cleaning and I'm not planning. So that was usually my my big treat to myself, at least, if nothing else, was to go out to eat. So, oh, we found an old expedition log. Wonder what it says. Can we read it? Nope. Mission is complete, though. Yeah, there's nothing in my inventory for it. Oops, but there's a dragon. Let's say hello. All right. So first we grab the mission reward before we leave. So everybody gets marks. And then we talk to the Dwarf Scout. It says, a whole expedition lost in the snow. You'll have to show that journal to Ozma when we get back. I will definitely do. Pomela asks, do they give you free dessert in the Netherlands on your birthday? I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't actually gone out on my birthday too much. 2 of my birthdays we were in the apartment during the pandemic times. So we've out of the 5 birthdays I've been here for, 2 of them we were in the apartment and not going out. Oh, anyway, hang on a second. She says this journal should provide insight as to what happened to the dwarves that were here before and help prepare us against the cold climate. Nice. Okay, King of Claws overrun with cave claws and deep claws, and a very large deep claw has taken refuge. All right, so we're going to go and root them out. Sounds good. Okay, so I have signed up for, it's not quite the same. The capitalism, like how steeped the world is in capitalism here is lower than it is in, say, the US. So there isn't this kind of like, come here, get free stuff, and spend your money with us. It's just, yeah, it's just a more chill way, it seems like. I mean, not that there isn't some of that. I'm sure there is. Like the grocery store has like a little stamps that you save to get discounts or whatever, and you know, there's always something like that going on. But I haven't seen anything where they're like, you know, come here and we'll sing you some weird version of a birthday song and give you a free ice cream. You know what I mean? But I haven't asked either. Trying to remember. It seems like we were out on my birthday one year. Yeah, I know, right? A lot of times we end up going out for because I'm not necessarily like. Some people are very much like, it's my birthday and everything happens on my birthday, and I'm like, my birthday was recently, or it's coming up. You know, I'm not so tied to the specific date of it. So sometimes we'll go out like, you know, if my birthday's on, I don't know, a Wednesday and Friday's more convenient, you know, then it's no longer my birthday. So, that guy's confused. Well, that's okay. I just won't talk to him. I have signed up though for like, you know, yarn newsletters. And they often are like, you know, have 10% off anything in the store on your birthday, or, you know, like that kind of thing. Like they give you a coupon code to use. So I have seen that. Tellurian says some do in Germany. I got a bottle of wine on my birthday. That's nice. That seems like a nice big gift. I would probably take the ice cream just because I'm more of an ice cream person than a wine person. A bottle of ice cream? Man, you'd have to wait till it melted. That'd be weird. Yeah, and actually, as before points out, like with the kids growing up and out of the house and everything, like every day is kind of a birthday. Like it definitely gives me a higher appreciation for free time and being able to do what I want when I want, and having, you know, the money to just buy myself a jacket when I want to. I was thinking about that recently. There were times when, I mean, and anybody who has kids probably has run into this where, you know, you don't necessarily have enough funds to accommodate everybody's needs all at the same time. You kind of have to plan this out. So there were times when it's like, I could use this, and somebody else would be like, well, I could use this. And we're like, okay, well, we'll do that now. And hopefully we'll get to that later, and, you know, those sorts of things. So yeah, there's definitely something to be said about, I feel like I'm on holiday every day. I feel like every day is a festival day. Which is really interesting. Yeah.
This week is a new bicycle week.
Yeah. Like we don't tend to do that whole waiting until a special event to do things. So like when the yarn store in Arnhem was going out of business, she had some fantastic deals on the yarn, of course. And it's definitely the sort of thing where you're like, the amount of yarn I wanted to buy would be special occasion volume. But if we had waited until one of our birthdays, it might not have coincided with when she was going out of business. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was one of those where we're lucky enough to be able to be like, we'll do this now. And, you know, when it comes to my birthday, I'm like, look at all this awesome yarn that I have. And so, some, you know, kind of like that. So this week, all right, guys, so Tellurian has a joke. Okay. It says a Catholic priest, a Protestant priest, and a rabbi are asked when does life start. The Catholic says with conception, the Protestant says with birth, and the rabbi says when the kids are out of the house and the dog has passed away. Or for some people that's horses, because I do know a couple people who are kind of delaying other plans until they are no longer responsible for horses. All right, so we got all the little cave claws. Now the big cave claw has awoken, and so we're off to go find it and deal with it. So yeah, so Dame Hypatia says you can treat yourself with some nice things, yarn or otherwise. So that's kind of what I do. So I kind of, and we both have that kind of philosophy now, I think, at this point, where it's like when something cool shows up in our lives, we go ahead and make the decision whether we're going to treat ourselves with it or not at that time, and not necessarily wait for a particular date, a birthday or a holiday or something like that. Delirium says, I hope that joke was not too religious. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully people can take it with the spirit in which it's intended, which is to show the differences between people's thoughts and how they come to conclusions. So I thought it was funny. I can tell you most rabbis would probably think it was funny. So I do appreciate people who can kind of take themselves with a bit of humor, right? That is a large cave claw. Hey, I think that's like the same size of cave claw maybe that you can get as a housing item in the new Lindleby housing that's coming out sometime soon, possibly as early as by the end of this month. So that's exciting. But we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye to this one. Dwee. Okay, so anyway, so the big thing. Oh, Pamela says I LOL'd to the joke. Yay. Oh, hang on, we got some cave claws that we're dealing with here. Let's take those out first. So, as many of you know, I live in the Netherlands, but I'm from the US. And so, like many other kids who grew up in the US, I bicycled when I was a kid. I had a bicycle, I should say. I walked to school. I didn't bicycle to school. But I did walk to school because it was close. And then later on, took the bus. And then in high school, I was back to walking, but my dad also was at the high school. So occasionally we would ride together, but he usually had to be there earlier than I did. And neither of us enjoy mornings. So he would go as late as he could possibly go, which was still earlier than I wanted to go. So a lot of times I would just walk. Because it was within walking distance. Oh, and then later on, my dad remarried. And so then there was still just one car, but I was a teenager, so there was one car and 3 drivers. So what we'd end up doing is my stepmom would drive us to school, and then she would keep the car, and then she'd be able to do other things and stuff, and then she would pick us up later on because we had moved a little further from this. It wasn't as easy to walk to. So I never bicycled a lot, like many other Americans after I was a small child. Like, it's like bicycling kind of was like a pastime, but you never used it for like transit, like they do here, where everybody bicycles, kids bicycle to school, kids bicycle over to their friend's house. If you want to go to the grocery, you hop on your bike and you just pop over to the grocery, all those sorts of things. And so we have definitely been, we're definitely fans of the bike culture here. I think it's fantastic. And before is really good about just like getting on his bike and going. He will easily bicycle like 2 kilometers, or is it 2 miles? I forget how far it is. 2 kilometers. So like 2 kilometers, which is like a mile and some, to go to one of the grocery stores here in town. And there's actually 2 grocery stores closer, but that's just the one we're most familiar with. And so we just keep going to that one. And yeah, I like the quality. I like the brands. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that familiarity of things. So yeah, exactly. Tillian says, are you bicycling? Is your car broken? Yeah, right? Like, that's kind of the mentality you get in the US. And like, it was really interesting because we were living here, and we went back. We had a house still in the U.S. where we had a room, and we had a bunch of roommates that were still renting the rest of the house. And so when we would go back for the first 2 years or so after we moved here, we had a place to stay. We would be able to stay at our house with all of the rest of our stuff that was still there. And we got used to bicycling here, and so like, had a bicycle there, and was like, okay, and I tried bicycling to the store and things like that. And there was even a store that was, I don't know, like how far was Streets to South Glen, do you think? It was like,
Closer, but more expensive to shop at.
well, sure, sure. But even that, I tried doing that a couple times, and like there was a bicycle lane to get there, but the cars always drive in and out of it, or they park in it. And the cars are not slow in that area, right? They're like always zooming by. And so it was just, I was really, didn't feel safe there. So even trying it. But anyway, so here I'm trying to ride my bike, but my balance is not great. And the little crystals, you have little crystals in your ears and your ear pathways, and that kind of, they sit in like kind of this fluid, and they tell your brain where the ground is. And unfortunately, mine are on one side of my head, are just not doing the job they're supposed to be doing. So I have balance issues. Like if you put me in a dark room and I stand up, I am not going to stand up straight necessarily because I just don't know where the ground is. I just don't have that sense about me, unfortunately. So riding on a bicycle, I'm like always a little bit like, but you know, I mean, if I can touch the ground, I can make it work. And then, you know, once you get going, it kind of like just keeps you going. There's some of that. But here, the Dutch are like crazy tall, by the way. So all the bicycles that we have here for adults, like I have the shortest adult bicycle, and I still can't touch the ground when I'm sitting on it. And we have the seat as far down as it can go as well. So I've been avoiding riding my bike is what it comes down to. And when I do ride my bike, I find that I'm very nervous about it and very nervous about stopping and all of that business. So I haven't been engaging in the bike culture as much as before has. And I want to change that. So we've been thinking about that. And we've been talking about it for a little bit. So Dame Hypatia says perhaps a Bakfiets, three wheels offering more stability and comfort. Yeah, Pamela says, I feel like I would need a child's bike. I can fit comfortably on a boy's bike. And that is something I considered was like, what about a children's bike? Well, I'm tall enough that so the Dutch have very strong opinions on how you should sit on a bicycle and how high your knees should go when you're pedaling and those sorts of things, which is smart. I mean, because you're bicycling, one would hope, for your entire life, so you don't want to like stress out your knees. So we went to a bicycle store today, and we're having these conversations, partly in Dutch, partly in English, and we didn't understand all of the Dutch. I will be honest, that he was saying back to us. But basically, he seemed to have the opinion that a child's bike would not be the right size for me because my knees would be hitting wrong. Even though I could reach the ground, my knees wouldn't be in the right place based on where the pedals and that rotation would be. So, yes, we had been thinking about what about a tricycle, basically, is what they call them, a three-wheeler. And yeah, there's different styles, but basically we're talking like one wheel in the front and two wheels in the back. But adult size we're talking about. And we were looking online, and I didn't like the prices I was seeing online. I was like, well, it's a good idea, but I'm not, you know, especially with all the housework we've been doing, we're like, don't really want to spend that much. But we thought, well, what if we could get one secondhand, right? Like that could be a possibility. So there just happens to be a bike shop on the way toward the place where I'm volunteering, and I was early, and they were open. I was like, all right, I'll pop in and and ask. So they had one that apparently like an older couple had it. It was for one of the people, and they just didn't like it. It wasn't really suiting their needs. And so it's basically like, she drove it to church on Sundays kind of thing. Hardly used at all. So it's like new, but it is secondhand. So, they can't like charge new prices for it. All right, so now we got to find, I see his ring. Maybe he's over there. The dwarf scout has arrived. Anyway, yeah, so they had one. I tested it this morning before I went in to volunteer, and it was so, as normal, the seat was really up high. And so I couldn't actually reach, like, when the pedals were going, I could put my foot on the top one and push, but by the time I got to the bottom, I couldn't reach that pedal anymore. But if I just sat on it, like, I could move around and the bike's not tipping, like, it's going nowhere. So I'm like, okay, this is a potential start. Now, you mentioned Bach feet, and for those who aren't familiar with that, it basically means a basket bicycle, as in like a cargo transit, so you've got like a big cargo space in the front, and you could put children in there, you can move your household in there, all of these things. You can drive pizzas, like you just see Bach feet used for all sorts of things. They have like their signage on the side and all of that. It's kind of cool. But they do have like this weird center of gravity, and yeah, they ride very differently than like your normal two-wheeled bicycle does. So riding on this three-wheeled tricycle, it does do that. It has kind of like a weird, like, it kind of wobbles funny. The center of gravity is kind of in a weird place. And yeah, it's a different style of riding. And you have to change the way, what you're expecting. Because, like, for example, the bicycle kind of wobbles a little, and when it wobbles to the side, it sometimes tries to pull the steering, right, as you would expect. And on a two-wheeled normal bicycle, if it did that, what I would do is I would just kind of ride that through and turn and come out of it. Whereas this, if you ride it through, it pulls it really hard. And so it was like, okay, you have to do the opposite of what your initial two-wheel bike instinct is. It's like, okay. So I rode it up and down the street with the seat too high. And that was really interesting. And so I called before, and I was like, okay, I'm interested in this idea. Let's pursue this, and let's maybe meet after I'm done with volunteering, and see what they have to say. So we went back, and like before I got to try it, and was like, yeah, this is weird. Not his typical style, but he's used to the two-wheeler and is very prolific with it, very confident with it. Goes out like, hey, I'm gonna go pop over to the grocery store, and shoot, off he's gone, and comes back a little while later with groceries on the back. It's pretty awesome. So like, he's got his routine down, and I'm still trying to find my routine. So for me, because I'm not so currently, like, I don't currently have as much with the two-wheeled bicycle, like, in that muscle memory at the moment. I mean, I do, but it'll be easy to overwrite that, I think. So we'll see. So yeah, awesome. So before it puts a couple of links in there. One possible solution, yeah, Vogue bike, and that is what we were looking at today. So it's got like a little basket in the front, and then it's got a larger basket in the back. Well, you guys can click the link. So yeah, Tellurian says a transport bike with three wheels where you've got two in the front and one in the back is also another variety of option. And then, yeah, before has posted a link to a bunch of different styles of examples of Bach feet, which, like I said, are very common over here. You see them quite regularly. And in fact, before used one, rented one when we moved, to this house. It was a big one with a big rectangle bin in the front, and he like piled up boxes of stuff in there and rode it over here and dropped it off and rode back. Now, with a lot of those, because they're heavier, because of the extra wheels and all sorts of stuff, they often have electric assist. So there's like a battery in there, which makes it heavier again. But then you can like use that to give you extra oomph. So when you're going over hills or you're carrying cargo and those sort of things. So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, so yes, Dame Hypatia points out, for those interested in Dutch bicycle culture, check out Not Just Bikes on YouTube. He's also on Nebula, just FYI. Yeah, we are big fans of Not Just Bikes. We subscribed to Nebula because of him, and we also are Patreons. Because we just love his content. It's so good. And it's really weird because now he has like millions of subscribers or something crazy like, or yeah, people subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's so weird because like we've been watching since way before he had, like when he had maybe some hundreds of thousands, like 200,000 people or something. It was much smaller at the time, put it that way. So it's wild. It's wild. So yes, Palmella says, I love Not Just Bikes, the amount of research he does and how he explains all the information. He's also got like a podcast thingy that you've got your crab out. Oh, those things are so weird. Oh, hey, completed level 29. Nice. Oh, I should probably then do something of that sort too. He also has a podcast that he started over on Nebula. Hang on, I can pull it up real quick because I was going to listen to it earlier. Called The Urbanist Agenda. And it's basically stuff that they want to talk about, but they don't have like a full video for it or anything. And so it's like kind of like a workshopping, talking, general kind of thing. Oh, was I supposed to turn in stuff? I probably was supposed to turn in stuff with Zova. Oh, no, wait. Maybe it's auto-completed. I've got 2 of these things. Or maybe we haven't done.
5 with Madame 3.
Hmm?
So is 5 with Madame 3.
Oh, Zova's 5. Well, okay, there's level 29. Kaboom!
Had some boxes.
Here, I'll go ahead and do, I have 1 more box. I'll go ahead and do that. So that puts me at 900 out of 2,600. Woohoo, getting close. All right. Ozma, what else you got for me? Oh, I should finish that quest. That's what I should do. Hey, Horan, what do you want for it? What do you got for us? Just beyond reach. Isn't that just my life? I've been short my whole life compared to my peers, so this is not new. Let's see, what else is going on here? So, oh yeah, before it says I rode the three-wheeler, the tricycle around the block, and it was rough because I kept trying to adjust my steering, the steering with a center of balance, and failing. Yes, exactly. Tellurian says, I encountered a bike where I suppose a husband was driving with his wife sitting in front, and I immediately thought she might not have working legs, but they could take a ride together. Yeah, I'm amazed at the different kinds of transit options that are here. Like the three-wheeler that we're going to go back tomorrow and get, they're going to do some stuff and have it ready for me, and then we buy it tomorrow. And, you know, it's like intended for people who have mobility issues or handicapped or whatnot, but you don't want to just like throw them into an electric scooter. You know, you still want to be able to, because like with the three-wheeler, I'll be able to, I'm still bicycling, I'm still, you know, I'm doing all this stuff. It's just,
Fantastic.
is that in the link in here?
The XYZ ones that they built your own.
Oh. But anyways, I'll still be like bicycling and still being, you know, getting some exercise out of it, but it's just going to be a lot easier for me to not have to worry about my balance. And also the thing that also gets me is when I stop on my regular two-wheeler, that because I can't touch the ground and because my balance is so crap, I just start to fall and I can't touch the ground and I'm falling, and that is just a scary moment for me, and I don't like it at all. But with this, the three-wheeler, I can just stop and I can just sit there. Like I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to fall. I don't have to catch myself. It's just, it's done. So it's pretty neat. Oh yeah, Tellurian, you were saying about how, yeah, the other person was sitting in the front. And we often see like one person on a bicycle and another person in a scooter, like a motorized scooter, and they're yeah, motorized wheelchair, thing idea. Um, not a what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, and they're just zooming down the street together or in the bicycle lane together. I just think that's so cool. Moobot put our schedule out. Thank you very much. Yeah, before it says if it could fit in the box feet, I tried to transport it that way. We had movers for the larger furniture. So like all the couches, well, the couches came later, but yeah, all the furniture and, cabinetry and beds and things like that. We did get movers to come to the old house and drag that down the stairs for us and then bring it over here because we're like, we recognize that our bodies are, we only get these once, so we want to, take good care of them. Speaking of, my shoulder is really horrid right now. I'm gonna take a little something actually, because I'm in a bit of pain at the moment. So give me a second here. So what else? Let's see. Yeah, Pamela says the Bach feet look kind of fun. I think before had a good time with it. Talarian says, I recently realized that my current bike is 25 years old. The bikes here are meant to last too. I don't know if your bike is a European bike or what, but the bikes around here are like quite sturdy, which is pretty neat. Anatholis says, there's a company which opened an open source bike with free manuals online. You could basically build everything from 2 to 4 wheels for different needs. Oh, nice. Like recently, mobile workshops for Ukraine. Oh, that's pretty cool. Google XYZ bike, or, use your whatever search engine you like. So not fancy, but functional and adaptable to your needs. So material for a 3-wheeler is like €400 to €600, but you have to build it yourself. I did see this bike that we're picking up tomorrow. You can get versions online a little cheaper, perhaps, but yeah, you have to put it together yourself. And I was like, I am happy to take this off of this guy's hands and the bicycle store, take it off their hands and they're doing all these adjustments and I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to keep them helping me out with all these details that I don't understand. Now, I do want to find a manual for it if possible, because there's stuff that we don't know about the bike and that might be useful to know. Apparently there's a parking brake. Don't know anything about that. So got to learn where that is on the bike. It has a front light. Don't know how to turn it on, but it did say something on one of the websites I found that it's a manual. So there's probably a button on there where I just push it somewhere. So, let's see. And B4 says the 3-wheeler that we looked at also had electronic assist, which would be a plus if it didn't go way too fast for me. Yeah, it's funny. When I was testing it when the seat was still too high and the electric assist was on and it was on just 1, out of 4, I think it is. And I was like, whoa, that's too fast. So I put it down to 0. So I was just doing the pedaling myself. Because I was like, that is too much. I can't handle that. But I think as I get used to the bike, then because there's a hill nearby. We're in the Netherlands, it's pretty flat, but there's a hill because it's a bridge. And so you have to go up to kind of get over the river and then you come back down the other side. And I just did that. And that's even probably steeper than it actually is. But the electric assist will be neat for doing that, because there's a dairy nearby with, they have cows that are often wandering around out in the fields and stuff. And I would love to go over there and just, visit them and find out what they have for sale. And we seem to have lost track of where we're going.
I can't find the 4th treasure.
We're looking for a treasure. Well, okay, we have bad guys. I could do a search. What do we have? Ice giants. What do we think? Ancient evil? Humanoid. Okay, let me look for humanoids real quick. Oh, Real Tough says enter the gate down. All right, I have put it on the map, the next creature I was able to find. Okay, thank you, Real Tough. Oh, this gate maybe? Ah. So let's see.
Opens and you walk up to it.
So, let's see. Oh, Dame Hypatia says most of the pictures look like not legal on German streets. The XYZ bike that you're looking at. That's funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that.
So that's important. And Tellurian says, as I seem to recall, if I recall correctly, yeah, that's it. Electric assist is just assistance, not pushing a button and go at maximum speed. That's what, yeah. But it was just like, I was on one and I pushed it a little and I was like, and I was like, whoa. I'm not prepared for that. Because I'm used to being, having to deal with balance, and the faster I go, the harder it is for me to balance, and the more likely I am to fall over. So I was doing a little bit of reading about this since we got home, and yeah, it does seem like other people who suffer from balance issues who then switch to a three-wheeler, you have that transition period of getting used to how this works, and that we as a group have a tendency to not want to go very fast because of all the issues that we've had. And so, getting used to being able to go faster, you can go from, oh, I can't go very fast at all, to zoom, and you don't realize how fast you're going. So that'll be really interesting to see if that happens. Oops. For me, if I end up just kind of zooming along unintentionally. All right, the high dig. High dig. So Dame Hypatia says, getting an e-bike was a game changer for me. I use it so much more. Oh, that's nice to know. And you go further. Like not using the closest supermarket, but driving 5 kilometers to the next town through nature to go shopping there. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, like I said, there's that dairy nearby that I want to go check out. There's like fruit picking places around here that I never see because I'm always taking the bus and or the train. Whereas before we'll be on his bike and just go like, oh, I'll just go tootle around and see what I can find. And, he'll come across these things. And so I don't necessarily see them. And he's like, oh yeah, there's that place over here. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. So this will open up some of that. And I was thinking about this last night. We were talking about this and I was like, I don't think it'll necessarily change immediately like my current patterns. For example, if I'm going to Arnhem, which is like 20 minutes away by bus, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're going, it's likely that I will still take the bus in for now, because I like the ride. I actually enjoy taking the bus, and the timing works out pretty well. And yeah, I just, I can sit back and relax. I can look at the cows as we go over the bridge. So it might not change a lot of those patterns, but for things that I don't do, but I would be interested in doing, this unlocks that. So hopefully this means we'll be able to get out more and I'll be able to enjoy more of the bicycle infrastructure that I think is so neat and I just haven't really been partaking of so much. So we'll see. And it says it's rated for like 50 kilometers online or something like that, the battery. So yeah, 5 kilometers to the next town to go shopping through nature. That sounds just lovely, Dame Hypatia. I love it. So yeah, before we was talking about with the cargo bike, how we saved so many cardboard boxes for shipping. Saved on that because yeah, we when you order from the grocery store here, you can have your groceries delivered here, like you can in the U.S. too. I know a lot of places started doing that, and they put it in like a plastic collapsible crate, and so they bring you the stuff, they bring you the crates, and they just give it all to you. And when you then order, and you pay a deposit on the crate, and then in the future, when you order from them, you just like be like, okay, here's 5 crates back or whatever, and then they give you your deposit back. So what we ended up doing is we just kept ordering online because it was, COVID. We were still in COVID times anyway, and we just kept kind of like stockpiling the crates. So when we moved, our plan was he would take a load over with the crates. He'd fill up the, we'd fill up the crates, fill up the bakfiets with as many crates as could fit easily, and then all the awkward stuff on top. And then while he was dropping all that off, I would load up a next load, fill up the crates. And so then he would bring me back the empties after dumping stuff off here, and then I would give him the full ones, and we would just rinse and repeat, So, so we didn't keep like a whole bunch of cardboard boxes or didn't need them because we had all those crates, which was pretty awesome. I think most of them have gone back now. Every once in a while we find one that we've like stashed some stuff in and stuck it in a corner. We're like, oh yeah, I forgot this was over here. So there's a couple that we're still using also, but for the most part we've given them all back. And this is normal. Like you go into any Dutch person's house and I swear they're probably going to have a couple of grocery store crates lying around anyway. Let's see. Tellurian says, oh, about your bicycle, you don't know where it was assembled, but you bought it in Germany and later realized the bike would not go faster than 57 kilometers per hour, even though your speedometer claimed that maximum speed you once had was 104 kilometers per hour. Well, that's scary. To me, that seems scary. I don't want to go that fast. Not on a bike. I don't know. So B4 says, yeah, the assistance on the bike was really zippy, and we were both not used to the three-wheel experience. Dame Hypatia, if you're new on an e-bike, I'd start a ride without assistance and only turn it on after some meters. Easier in the beginning. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like definitely open to advice on how to make this experience the best. I was reading about a guy who like is an e-bike or a three-wheeler coach. And one of the he'll give you like 3 to 5 lessons that you can do 3 to 5 lessons with him. And one of the things he does early on is he just has you sitting on your bike, not going anywhere, like with the brake on. So I got to find out where that is. And he'll just like throw you a ball and you catch the ball and you throw, you spend some time just like throwing it back and forth, and he'll sometimes throw it a little bit off to the side. So you've got to kind of move your body while you're sitting on the bike, and you get used to the fact that the bike isn't going to fall over. It's just going to sit there. And that you kind of get used to what that feels like to be on the bike and just, moving as one. So I thought that was a really cool thing to think about. Just, getting used to being on the bike and not thinking about being on the bike. Just like, oh, okay, I'm just here, And when I did go on the ride today, in the afternoon, he put the seat down for me. And so it was much lower. It was much more comfortable. But I still was like really nervous about the assist. So I had turned it off. And then I did the whole ride around the block without it. But then coming back to the end, there was a little bit of a hill. And I was like trying to put the assist on and the battery had gone off. We'd lost the battery. So at that point, I was like, oh, well, whoops. So I ended up doing it without it anyway. But that's a great piece of advice, to just like try it without, put it on 0 to begin some use. Yeah, because that's what I'm used to, right? I'm used to bicycling under my own power anyway. We're probably getting a bit high on these tokens again, aren't we? Let's see. I could buy some relics of Gundabad. Let's see where I'm at. Do we want to just finish off? All right, so let me see.
I'm at 19 out of 26.
Oh, hey, I've got some couple more boxes.
Barter one of these.
Let's see what I'm at. I am, let's see, this will be 500, and this is 1,000. So I'm at 2,400 out of 2,600.
Nah.
So I'm 200 short, which if I buy one of these relics of Gundabad, it's 500, so that'll finish it. Yeah? Okay.
You get 2 of them. You get 2 of them.
Oh, I'm getting 2 of them. Wonder what happens with the extras.
Well, it might be a countback.
All right, so boom, maximum allegiance level. You have reached maximum. It is bound to a count. I could probably give it to an alt. Okay, so I've claimed 29. So let's go ahead and claim 30 here, right? Boom. Dun, 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 dun. Title, Keeper of Promises. And also, your presence has been requested by Prince Ingor himself. Please make your way to him at the Hall of Vernozal in Gundabad. I can do that. And what else do we get here? Title awarded. So, Keeper of Promises. I like the Tree Herder one, especially because we're on Treebeard. So, I kind of like that one. I'm going to keep that. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Let's check out the new mount. Okay, let me take off my UI. Where'd you go? Come back here. There you are. Where are you going?
Into the light.
Oh, into the light. Step into the light. Sorry, let me stop moving for a second. Oh, let me come to the other side of you so I can see it better in the light. Okay, do that again. Oh, look at those little sparky things on the front. Oops, sorry, I keep moving. Let me do this. There we go. Pamela says that's a nice goat. It's very cute. Wow, look at the pretty stuff up on his neck, too. That's cute. All right. Well, there you go. Let's see. Telerian says the limit of 57 kilometers per hour is practically tested. Running down a hill using the pedals would not give any further push, and the 104 kilometers was on a nightly ride where I was never going above 25 to 30 kilometers per hour. I still have no explanation for how this mismeasurement can happen. Okay, so yes, I got the Goat of Kept Promises. I got tokens. I got Chapter 10, which we're about to go and talk to him here. I've got the Keeper of Promises and 3,000 Virtue Experience we got there. And we're not at maximum level for our server at the moment. So every time my character levels... Oh, I want to go to Gandalf here. I'm still opening up more space for my virtues. Right now, my virtues can cap out at 83 is my level, so half of 83 rounded down, which is 82, so there'll be 41. So all my virtues can go up to 41 right now. So I've got these maxed out, got that one maxed out, but I still have a handful of them to get up some more. So that's nice. I have some space there. Awesome. What else do we have here? Oh, Pamela asks, the Alliance missions are the ones available when you buy the Gundabad expansion. I think so. I think that's how we got this. Because, yeah, that's the funny thing is I'm such a sucker for buying everything right now in the game. So whenever a new expansion comes out, we do pick it up because I want all the mounts and pets and all of that. So, yeah, so I think it was Fate of Gundabad. Or Fate of Gundabad for the for the Zhélruka clan. The other 4 we think maybe came with Mordor. Because the other 4 we don't have access to yet because I know there's a level restriction with that. But on one of the other servers with some of our higher characters, we did start trying out like the Hobbit one. We did a little bit of that, but we didn't get very far on it. So on this server, when we get to that point, it's like, I don't know, level 100, 110, something like that. Then we will do that on stream also, but that'll take us a lot longer, which is fine because, you know, we have like 3 weeks between events right now, or 4 weeks or something like that. So we've had a lot of time to burn, right? So this has been a great like diversion when we don't have festivals. So definitely, and I've been enjoying this. I've definitely been enjoying doing this Allegiant stuff. I like the storylines and kind of going and seeing a different part of the world. So when we get to that level where we can do those other allegiances, actually, let me just open that link that you just posted. Okay, yeah, so that came with Mordor and then Gundabad. And what's the level then? Access to Mordor expansion allegiances first becomes available at a level 110. Also have to complete Tales of Gorgoroth. Okay, we'll get there. So 110. So that's a few expansions away from now. And on Treebeard we get the expansions every 5 to 6 months. So the next one we're due to get is at the end of the year. They're actually, Cordovan went ahead and posted the schedule. So I copied and pasted the relevant things to me. So let's see, how did it again? There we go. On December 6th, we go to Helm's Deep, which takes our level cap to 95. And so then I would expect next year, whatever comes after Helm's Deep, the wiki has this information, so that's really handy. Would take us to like a level 100, and then the next, or 105, and the next one. So probably some like mid next year, I guess, would be mid to end of next year. One of those two is when we would get to 110. Be a little while. So, Nathan QC, welcome to the chat. So Egg Arthur says yes. The other 4 were Mordor, and you need to have unlocked the Black Gate. Because many of the Allegiance NPCs are there. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, well, let's talk to Prince Ingor and see what he's got for us. He says, there you are. The reclamation of Gundabad is going well, thanks in part to your efforts assisting the Zhélruka. Let us rest and celebrate our successes. I ask but one more task of you. Would you gather food and wares for the feast? I will have the best Zhélruka cooks prepare a feast most filling. So we're going to collect meats, vegetables, plates, and utensils for the feast. Okay, we can do that. Hey, Sandy has just entered the chat. Hello, Sandy. I was kind of waiting for you, actually, because I knew you and Pamela would be interested in this information. I've been working on that t-shirt, and I want to show you the progress, as it were. So it's up to this point now. So we have sleeves. So this is a sleeve, like it's little cap sleeves. So just like, it just ends, you know, right? Like, oh, here, let me put you back in camera. There we go. So there's a sleeve there. And then the other sleeve is, well, here, let me turn it around. The other sleeve is over here. No, shaky, shaky, shaky. There we go. So there's, let me pull it back, maybe. Yeah, maybe the other way around. So there's the t-shirt as it stands so far. And yeah, it's coming out. It's, can't really see from a distance, but there's like this kind of a texture in the middle. Let's see. Let me try it this way. There's, yeah, that one can show. It shows a little bit better. I was more consistent. The other side, I made a lot of mistakes. So there's like kind of a texture in the middle, and then it's kind of more flat on the sides and where the sleeves are. So yeah, we're getting there. It's like, I tried it on the other day and it fits. So that's also really good news. And I really am enjoying the way the colors are just kind of fading into the next color as it goes along. I mean, that's intentional, right? Like that's the way they made this. So we're definitely heavy into the green right now. And then it's transitioning. It's still got little flecks of pink that are showing up in the green. And then it's going to transition into yellow green and then just yellow. So we'll have, yeah, so the yellow band will be starting up really soon. And so then it'll go from this peachy, pinky, greeny, and then to the yellow. So I think that's going to be cute. I think it's coming out pretty good. I was saying earlier that it's really chilly. It's been chilly here. I think it was probably like upper 50s when I left today to go volunteering. And so I actually had an opportunity to wear one of my like shawls, the chunky one that I made, that I crocheted last year. So that was kind of fun. So it's like, yay, I get to get my stuff out. So yes, Pamela, just right, Sandy. Yeah, I was kind of waiting to show that to the pair of you. I thought you would enjoy that. Dame Hypatia says, yarn is a big skein like Sheepy's World. Yeah, it's like that, except this one is actually from Hobby. But it's, yeah, it's that same size. I do have a Sheepy's Whirl, and it is that same kind of size. This is, I think, 1,000. Let me see. Okay. It's 800 meters, and it's 200 grams. And I think I just call it sheepies because lots of other people do. A lot of YouTubers call it sheepies, even though, you know, because it's hard for people to pronounce Dutch stuff. And I think I have a nice Sheepy's World that I got. There was like a Christmas, Yule holiday pack, which had like one that has greens and something else. And then there was the small one that's the same color that's in there. So there's one brown one and one green one. I think that I was supposed to make a shawl, but I didn't like the shawl pattern, so I didn't make it. And so I still have the yarn though. And one of these days, I'm gonna make something with it. So I'm really enjoying it. Pamela says you're fast. Looks like you had a lot done. It doesn't feel like it's going fast, but it's going faster than the scarf. I suppose there is that. The scarf that I made took me 9 or 10 months. But we were also, one, in class, and two, I was learning how to knit. And so there was definitely a lot of do this, do that, do this, do that. Like, I was really slow. And so that scarf, or that sweater that I made, am I sitting on it? Or maybe, no, I took it upstairs. Anyway, the sweater that I made, that was project number 3. The scarf was project number 2. The sweater had a lot of just going in the round, and so I got to practice, and it was the same stitch. It was all just knitting, not purling. So it was all just like going the same direction, same direction, same direction, same direction. So I got to really practice a lot of that, and that was really, really good for me, just because I was able to like practice keeping my tension and being able to put a project down and pick it up and not have it be like, ah, I see where you stopped. You know, I mean, just working on those details. It's not, I'm not there. Like I can see these things, which means other people who are prolific knitters will probably also see these things. Like on the sweater, I had my little stitch markers, because I use like these little plastic stitch markers, and they have a little bit of thickness to them. And so I used them to kind of keep me on track of where I was. And so I moved them every round. And so there's like a slight gap between that stitch and that stitch on that same place all the way up. And when I blocked it, it didn't block it out, unfortunately. But my hope is that like as I wear it, it'll kind of shuffle it around a little bit, and it's cotton, so you know, things will stretch, things will move around, that sort of thing. Hey, by the way, I think we're supposed to go find some meats and veg and stuff. I'm thinking it might be upstairs, because like, you know, everything's upstairs here, which is fine. Maybe this is kind of like the war people gathering spot, and then like the socializing stuff is more upstairs. So, but hey, thank you everybody for the positive comments on that. I'm always worried when I start a new project, crochet or knit, whatever, you know, convention, like anything really. When you make a project, like you never know how it's going to come out, right? And so I'm always, you know, there's definitely that like nervousness of how is this actually going to come together? And like when I bought the yarn, like I bought it a couple years ago now. You know, back when we were under lockdown and couldn't go out. So I was like, okay, I'll buy yarn online, sure. And it was on sale, and you know, all the details. But it's been sitting around for a couple years. I'm trying to think if you can see the other one. I actually bought 2 of them, but they're not the same, but they have very similar colors. And so my thinking was, oh, I'll make like a shirt or something with it, but my skills were not ready for that. And I was going to crochet a shirt, but I didn't really like, there's just, I don't know. I'm finding I like different things. I like crochet for some things, and I like knitting for other things. And I really want like clothing like this, where it's just like it's a piece of clothing. And I mean, and not necessarily to be a work of art. Although it was really interesting because I was watching TL Yarn Crafts the other day. Tony Lipsy, who she's fantastic in the crochet world, and she crocheted a shirt to wear because she was going to the Beyonce concert, and she was pointing out that when you make something for yourself, like you can make little adjustments and things, and nothing you buy like at a store or whatever is going to ever fit you the same way than something that you made for yourself, right? Like when you make it for yourself, it's gonna fit you. It's custom to you. So I'm like, okay, that's really makes, like that's kind of where I want to indulge. That's where I want to dive in and get better at figuring out how to make things, how to understand how to make things to fit, you know? I don't necessarily understand that yet, but I do understand now the words positive ease. I understand the words positive ease. I don't quite understand negative ease. Like, how do you have negative? But I understand positive, which means it's bigger than you. So, like, you know, I like things that have a little bit of room for sweaters, especially in jackets and that. And so I made the sweater. It was intended to have positive ease. Like, okay, now I have practice with that and understanding what that means. I think negative ease is something like it's tighter fit, like it's snug, I think is kind of what that's supposed to imply. But why not just have it be like 0 if it fits you just right? I don't quite get it. So Dame Hypatia says socks have negative ease. So they scrunch up smaller than what they're going to cover. Basically, is that correct? Am I understanding that correctly?
So they don't fall down.
So they don't fall down. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So they have to, so yeah, you have to stretch it to fit you. So you still get, you want no creases in your socks when you wear them with shoes. Well, that's true. Oh my gosh, I was wearing a pair of socks, some new socks. Whoopsie. Hey, reviving person. This is why it's really handy to have a minstrel in the party. But anyway, so I was wearing a pair of socks. Yeah, thanks. Death count once. Hey, you know what? I fell from fun stuff though, so I'm okay with this. And yeah, the socks had a little bit of a seam around where the toes are, and man, did I feel that in my shoes. I was not happy about that. He says, okay, very good. Did I mention our special guests? No. Well, we do have some special guests joining us for the feast. They have only just arrived at Gundabad, but you will see them soon enough. Now, let us begin the feast. And the twist in this one is none. There is no twist in this mission. I mean, surprise guest is kind of a twist. Like, you know, that's kind of fun. I haven't gotten into sock making yet, but, and it was something that I definitely poo-pooed at first. All right, he's put on a lively feast. Welcome all, he says. Well, there's some food. Eat some food 4 times. Well, don't have to tell a hobbit twice. So let's see, Zova, Horan, other people that we probably get to know through the game, I'm guessing. But hey, we know these 2, so that's cool. Anyway, so the whole thing about making socks, I'm like, yeah, everybody makes socks, like whoop-de-doo. But now I'm like, maybe I'll make some socks. Because there's so many cool yarns with like cool stuff on them and patterns and, you know, and the way the color changes and like all these things. So now I'm like, okay, I'm kind of looking forward to making socks. So the yarn store that closed down, the woman who, oh, hang on, by the way, it's a shared thing. Your drinks and food were counting towards mine. Okay. All right, Zhélruka and friends of the Zhélruka, I have gathered you here to celebrate. It has been a long road, roaming without a home. That's true. Our efforts were not in vain. Gundabad will soon be ours. Our children will call this place home. On this day of revelry, we know that there is still much to be done. The hardest task, however, is behind us. Yeah, eating the food, right? No? Oh. Looking for the task behind him. I don't see anything. I thought our guest might be Doran or Gorgar, bound in chains. Haha. Oh, enough guesses. I am getting to that. Oh, we still have more people coming. Not just a home to the Zhélruka, but for all dwarves. Gundabad is a sacred place, and all dwarves should be allowed passage through these halls. So, some other ones? When King Thorin sent missives to dwarves afar, I admit I was hesitant. Now that our first guests have arrived, I know it was the correct course of action. Welcome, Falagi of the Talmanir and Varanok of the Kambarada, to our humble feast. Join us, friends. Cool. Oh, where are they? Oh, they're behind me? Aha! Hello. Dude, you gotta walk fast if you want to get some of this food. It's going fast. I'm honored to be here amongst many welcoming strangers and hope we do not remain strangers for much longer. I am glad to receive the missive from the Longbeard's king. Wise King Jenkin of the Ten Veneer sends his regards. Yes, traditional dwarf greeting pose, apparently. I was just speaking to Ozma of the Stout Axes, a long-lost cousin of if the missive I received is true. I feel like this is worth putting in a ticket over. It's funny as heck, but yeah. His name is Falagi, but I want to call him a Ferengi. Anyway, dwarves chilling out, having a good time. Oh, anyway, so the lady who ran the yarn store, her goal is to do workshops and create patterns and stuff. So one of the things she's going to do is a sock workshop, a sock knitting workshop. So I'm like, okay, I definitely want in on this. He says, welcome one and all to Gundabad, the home of the Zhélruka. Yay!
Let me know when she's doing the sock thing.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet, so...
Practice.
B4 is gonna also join in on the sock thing. He's actually gotten some socks started, but he would like more practice on that.
And more socks.
And yes, and more socks. He has some sock yarn. He's been making some orange socks, of course, because, you know, Dutch orange. Pretty awesome. I actually have a pair of socks that his sister made for me, which are really cool. But unfortunately, I wore them so much that I wore a hole in them, and I don't know how to darn yet. So they kind of sit there with a hole in them for now until I can learn how to do that. So, all right, so the Feast of the Zhélruka. He says, when you were first made known to me, I did not expect such devotion to the Zhélruka cause. Not long ago, there was much strife between all those in the Grey Mountains, but you have worked to dispel some of it. You have exceeded my expectations in every respect, and you are a true friend to the Zhélruka clan. But more than that, you are a trusted advisor to me. And as my people and I journeyed, some wondered if we would ever find a home, and if Gundabad would ever again open its doors to us. My certainty never wavered. There will come a day when all the halls of Gundabad ring with the sound of dwarves at work, and my part in it will be my greatest accomplishment. You are always welcome in these halls. Go forth and seek glory and treasure worthy of your name, your tale, and your allies, the Zhélruka clan. Yay! That's awesome. What was that? There's some noise outside, and it got the cat's attention. I feel like I almost need to like swap us or something because she's over here physically.
I don't think anyone at home knows too.
Yeah, nobody probably was too worried about it.
That's too bad it's rotated because it's on the hard hat.
Oh, I think people can see our stuff, but yeah, we might fiddle around with the stick. Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
So, Dame Hypatia says, sock knitting is so much fun. Small projects if you don't make the socks for giants. And you can try out patterns, and it's easier than most people think. Yeah, darn those socks. All right, yeah. Oh, Sandy says, my cats are on high alert, so having some repairs done on my front porch, and it is noisy. Yeah, it's funny when our cats are still a little nervous about the noise stuff, but they've gotten a lot better. And so now they sometimes are watching, but sometimes they're like, oh, I'm just going to go somewhere else where it's quiet, and I'm going to go take a nap. Like, I think, oh no, he's on the couch. No, you can't see him behind. He's back there behind me, like over there on the couch. I did make a little nest on this couch over here because she was sleeping on it earlier, and I thought, well, then you could see the cat sleeping there, but we'll see. One cat in each front window supervising. Yeah, we have gotten more stuff done outside for the cats, and yeah, our cats definitely are supervisors. I will mention that sometimes when before it's outside, I'm like, oh, your supervisor's coming. It's great. Okay, so let's see. I think no new missions opened up for us. Okay, nope, nothing there. And let's see, and then we've got yard items, and then jewelry. We looked at those last week. So I don't think I need to purchase any of those right now. And let's see, okay, so this week was not festival week, as you all know. And this person has, oh, they have different housing things. What do you have? Stalagmites and stalactites-y kinds of things. Troll trophies. Ooh. And then looks like jewelry and things like that. We have some cosmetics. That's funny. The housing items are listed under cosmetics. That is kind of funny. Ceremonial bracers of the Dwarf Diplomat. Okay, so we've got some cosmetics there. Music. Durin's Forge replica. That's kind of cool. Some big throne. Oh, the frame. Did I not get this frame? Well, sure. Let's buy a frame. All right. A Glooming Tarn frame. All right, let's see what that looks like. We're definitely going to come back to the Samwise one because that's really cool. But let's see, Glooming Tarn, there it is. It's, oh, okay. It's got like lights at the bottom that are shining up. And so we've got like these streaks kind of up above. Oh, that's cute. That's kind of cool. But, I mean, the best frame ever so far is the potatoes. So that's kind of hard to beat. Dame Hypatia, quality control. Yes, the cats are very good at quality control, aren't they, right? I think only it is their presence which makes sure that everything works great. Of course. All right, so, okay, let's tell you what's the schedule look like. And you know what? I haven't actually gone back to Cord's schedule recently to double check and make sure nothing else has changed. But assuming this is still accurate, the legendary item reward track does finish up in a week, like a week from tomorrow. So if you're working on trying to get any of their legendary, the rewards off of the legendary track, and that is Shift I to open that up. There's also a keyboard shortcut and all that, but that's just the way there's like a click here, click there kind of thing also. But anyway, so this is where all your legendary item experience is onto this track, and you earn stuff as you go. On 25, there's usually an interesting one. This was the incomparable coffer of the pure seagull, a seagull pet, cosmetic pet. At level 50 was, I think, the goose house. Yes, the coffer. So the goose house, there's a goose house that came out of level 50. 75 was a cloak. And then level 100 was, I think, oh no, it was the cave slug. Not the little guy you've got running around there, but a cave slug. So, and then if you finish that and you get to 100 and you're still earning legendary item experience, it just becomes this box 101, and it just gives you box 101 over and over and over again. You just end up with a stack of them. So like right now I have 92 of them to claim. And so when you claim them, they just come out looking like this, looking like presents. But when you and they all say coffer of legendary items, but when you open them, something different might come out. So like that one is ancient script. This one is also ancient script. This one, ancient script. This one is a tracery token, a blue one, incomparable. And this one was ancient script. So you can get, I think you might get enhancement runes sometimes. I think I got some sealed traceries, other enhancement runes. So you get some of the normal stuff that you get from the other boxes. You don't get any more of the pets or any of that stuff. But you just, yeah, you get a pile of them. And yes, Egg Arthur, thank you. Egg Arthur points out that if you open those ancient script boxes and you're at cap or over cap, because when they switched over to the new system, they allowed us to deconstruct all our old legendary items, and for that time only, you were allowed to go over the cap. All the rest of the time now, cap is it, and you cannot go over. And in fact, even if you like transfer in a character from another server, sometimes you can overdo your cap on, say, like the wardrobe and things like that. But ancient script, 10,000 is the cap, 10,000 is what you get. So yes, you lose that currency, as Egg Arthur points out. So do be aware of that. Be careful, because like for right now, I'm at 9,890 out of 10,000. So I've only got 110 space in there before I hit cap. And that's why I'm not opening these boxes, because I will hit cap, and then anytime something happens, it'll go over and I will just lose out on that ancient script. Now I have a lot of it, so maybe I shouldn't worry about it, but I hate to lose out. I hate to lose things, right? Like, it's just sad. Egg Arthur says disenchanting is fail-safe, but opening boxes is not, as far as you know. No, because, well, it depends on what you're disenchanting, because, like, I have, like, disenchanting the old legendary items, when that was still a thing you could do, that was fine. But, like, I have, where did I shove it? Here it is. This, Word of Mastery tracery that I'm not going to keep, and it's worth 40 ancient script. And if I disenchant that, it won't give me 40 over the cap. I'm pretty sure that just goes into the ether, because I think I was doing that one day and I realized I was at cap too late, and I had disenchanted a few of these and they just went poof. So I'm pretty sure you lose it. Yeah, unfortunately. So and you're talking about, yeah, you said technically appraisal. You're talking about the Flame of Calamir. Well, I mean, we could test it if we really want to. Why not? What do I got to lose? Actually, let me go to here and let me close that and open up the wallet again. Okay, so this is a box of 50. Sure, let's open that. And this is a box of 50. Clear. And that's 50. So now I'm at 10,000, and notice it was 50. I was at like 80, and so it didn't go over 10,000. This one is 50. It just let me do it, and it said, you have acquired 0 ancient script. Some currency was lost due to reaching the currency cap. So you can disenchant. Oh, sorry, we're going to disenchant. That we haven't tried that. Oh, not the shop, sorry. Let me go into my vault, because that's where my Flame of Valonqar is. Okay, so now I'm at 10,000. And we'll disenchant this for, which would be 40. Oh, you do not have enough room to do that. So it doesn't let me do it. Okay. But the boxes, you can open and just waste it. Okay, so there we go. That's the difference. Still, it's kind of sad. It's like, aw. Let's see. Oh, Moobot, thank you. That is the letter that was published earlier this year, the letter to the players. They're trying to do like an annual letter or every couple quarters and whatnot. So that one came out near the beginning of the year, I think it was. So it had some good information about what's happening this year. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so let's see. So that track ends in a week and a day. So if you have anything you have not collected from that track, you'll want to do that before the end of the day on the 16th, which is next Wednesday. And you can just let those boxes sit in your inventory forever. I definitely do. I have like Tracery. That one's not from this time. That's from the past. The Coffer of the Black Steel Key, I think we got from last time's reward track. So you can just let these things sit here and pile up. So you just got to remember to get them off of the track. You have to receive those rewards before they go away. That's what you want to do. So let's see. Hobnanigans just happened. Oh, so I should erase that one. That one's over. The curator arrives tomorrow. So here, let's pop over to Bree real quick. And are you my Lalia? Yes, you are. I have the return to Lalia's market skill. For anybody who hasn't seen that before, it takes you to the center of Bree. It's so cool. Such a great travel skill. And I'm in Lalia's market. And it costs you 3 mithril coins. And you can buy 5 mithril coins for 50 Lotro points. So that's basically like go complete 5 deeds and you can get this travel skill. So pretty neato. And it's like level 5 or something like that you can get it at. Like you can get it super early. So any main character you have, it's one of my recommendations is to get that travel skill because getting in and out of Bray is always really handy. So Filbert Fig is here, and then the curator will show up, I don't know, about here. And she has slightly different things, and they rearranged a little bit of who has what. So the curator has some things that I think Filbert Fig was carrying, and vice versa maybe. So anyway, so she shows up tomorrow, and she'll be around for like 8 days. So make sure you talk to her quickly. And then the next legendary item reward track, it says August 16th. So actually, and it says it ends August 16th. So I'm not sure where on Wednesday that changeover happens. So you might want to actually get on that probably next Tuesday. Check your reward stuff. Then Farmer's Fair. Yes, Dame Hypatia, you are correct. Farmer's Fair is next. And that starts August 17th. Well, you know what? Maybe go pull up the stuff because I want to make sure I'm not missing any of these dates. So let's go to Lotro, schedule. I just like type in Lotro schedule and it comes up with 2023 public event schedule. So you don't have to like memorize anything. Okay, so the curator returns on the 9th, correct? There's a Gundabad Geode boost this Thursday over the weekend into next week. Legendary item reward track season 7 starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the 16th. Okay, so you'll want to jump in on that. Get that done basically Tuesday if you want to get that done on time. And then Farmer's Fair starts on the 17th, which is a Thursday. So a week from Thursday. Yay! So next Tuesday will not be in festival yet. So we'll find something to do. But then after that, we should have 3 weeks of festival on stream. So that'll be awesome. And I know they were rearranging a little bit for Farmer's Fair, and they've got the rewards already figured out. So that's cool. Let's see. Then we've got some crafting XP, virtue XP boost. Tale of the Shipwrecked Mariner is on the 14th of September. And then Bilbo's birthday is the 20th of September. There's a Hobdanigans at the beginning of October. Harvest Math Fall Festival is October 12th. So that's awesome. So there's, let's see, Farmer's Fair ends on September 7. And we have over a month till the Harvest Festival. Okay, so anyway, so there's our next things that are coming up. Oh, thanks. And I guess event dates. Thanks, Moobot. Oh, and Egg Arthur points out that Mithril coins are still on sale. That is, oh yeah, if you haven't seen the new store. So they changed up the in-game store. So let me pull that up for you. So now it's all blue. Oh, Cat Cam, she wandered off. All right, we're dropping that because that'll leave us room for the Lotro store. It's huge. The Lotro store is like all big, chunky, fonty stuff now. It's weird. I wish it kind of had like a shrinky and growy thing, but whatever. Maybe in time. Maybe if they get some feedback, maybe they'll add that. Yeah, like if I could minimize the look of it, like if I could make all these icons smaller or bigger. Yeah, adjustable size. Thank you. Palmella says adjustable size would be my jam. Yes, I'm with you. I would enjoy that a lot too. Anyway, so the specials are listed here. So Mithril coins, and yeah, you can scroll across. See, why not just, if I'm going to scroll, why not just put it all out here? Like, just put it all here. I'm like, I've got the room. Yeah, it's interesting. So my guess is that they're gonna fuss a little bit with this UI over time. No, I broke it. It's like, no, we cannot go this big. Captain, we cannot do it. All right, so anyway, so the Mithril coins are listed on sale. And it is cool here. It says 20% right there, blah, blah, blah. You know, normally $8.50 down to $6.80. So that's kind of cool. So at least there's that. Dude, if it's me, like, if I'm a marketer, you want the biggest thing showing first, not the littlest thing. I don't know. Anyway. Also, those codes that every week you have the freebie code. And here, I'm going to put freebie. We're about to give us our freebie code. There we go. So, so that code, that slay deed. So I'll go ahead and show you. They've moved it, and it's right here on the front page, under my face. They put it under my face. It's right here at the bottom. See how it's at the bottom of that first column. So you don't have to click to any other pages now. You just pop it right there, and that should do it. Yeah, and there it is. Slayer Deed Accelerator, 6 hours, coupon activated. So it should be now in my inventory. There it is. So that's kind of cool. Oh, and then that goes away. Interesting. Because it used to, you know, I don't know if you remember, it used to sit there, and it was just up for a while. So that's different. Hi. She just pounced up on my desk. And then there's a separate button for sales. And you are not for sale. And then they've got like a scroll bar here. It's different. So just be, yeah, but you can still like star things. I thought this was cute. So like character, you could do like, so character edits, and then the next tab over is like character upgrades. So, and then underneath that it shows like stat tomes, vault storage, virtues. So they've kind of broken things out into little trees. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Trees, get it, and then the trees behind there. So yes, and then you can star things. So if I'm like, well, cat, here, we'll do a war steed update maybe. Where's the colors? I want the different colors. The color packs. Oh, that's agility. Interesting. Oh, trait specs. Maybe? No, that's not it. Maybe I could do a search. Steed? Cosmetic outfit slots? No. There used to be War Steed color packs. Maybe I don't know how to look for it. Well, anyway, I could star this right here. Put a little star on it, and so it's added it to my favorites. And then if I go to the star here, it should show me all the things. So like I've favorited the Mithril coins, you know, just to have fun with it. And then I favorited it. So you can still use that starring, favoriting system as before. It's just that if you favorited things in the old store that didn't carry over to the new store, you do have to do it all over again. And I meant to take a screenshot, and then my screenshotting wasn't working, so I just never got around to it, but whatever. Pamela says, I do like what they've done. To me, it makes it easier to find things, and we could do more from the same page. Right, yeah, I agree with you. I think there's not as much going from page to page to page to page to find things. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I agree with you that it's like, it's more condensed, which is great. Yes, looking forward to positive changes, though. Yes, exactly. Egg Arthur points out, and I had forgotten about this, that this week there's a series of coupon codes that are 10%, 20%, and 30% off. And when you put that coupon code in, yeah, you get that off. And so Egg Arthur says if you have nothing better to do with your 30% discount, you could apply it to the Mithril coin for an extra 10% discount because they don't stack. Ah, okay. So it's at 20%, make it 30% instead. Gotcha. All right. That's a clever move. Yeah, Dame Hypatia says, I only bought 25 Mithril coins. The more I have, the lazier I get when finishing a quest when it comes to returning to where I started. See, I stockpile them because I want houses and I want outfits from the fall festival. So, and then before put the codes in there. Thank you. So it's 15% off any 5 items with Lotro 15. 20% off any 3 items with code Lotro 20, or 30% off any 1 item with code Lotro 30. And A. Arthur says, make sure to redeem the percentage code on the character you want to spend it on. If you redeem it on one, you can't apply it on another. Good to know. Awesome. I'm being stared at by a very sleepy cat. All right. Well, I am about to wrap up here. Awesome. So I might grab some yarn during our little intermission and hold up some yarn at the beginning of before stream. If you don't mind, if y'all don't mind sticking around for the beginning of his stream, the yarnies among us, and I'll grab the other cakes that I have and just show those off real quick. But we'll do that at the beginning of his stream, and so that way I can go ahead and step off and let him get started at least. So okay, what's that?
Step off.
Step off. All right. So if any of you have any last minute questions, throw it into the chat. And if I don't see anything, then we will head out for the day. So yeah, so next week we'll find something fun to do because we'll have 2 days until the festival starts. So we'll figure out what we're doing.
Possibly delvings.
Yeah, interesting point. Before mentions delvings over here on the side. You have to be at server cap to do delvings. And our server cap went from 75 to 85, and so we were not able to do any more delvings. But we might be, because we're at level 83 right now, so we might be level 85 by next Tuesday. And if we are, then that opens up delvings to us again. So that, and oh, we might be at that by now, huh? By then. We're in the middle of Rohan, and so Hitbold has not yet been rebuilt. The poor thing is all burnt down. So we might do some rebuilding Hitbold on screen next week, especially if somebody's plugin is ready to use by then. Hi, baby. We're not going to hold our breath on that. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for coming along with me today on this adventure. We'll go find something fun to do next week. So yeah, either delvings or Hitbold or a little bit of both or something else if something else comes up that's really exciting. I'll see you all with some yarn in a few minutes, but I will also see you all next week. So until then, stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye, everybody.